moments away from Kevin Harlan jumping over. He was just on with Grant and Danny, but he is saying goodbye to Danny on a Zoom right now because Grant is out here in Vegas with us. And then we are going to inform Kevin Harlan that he has inspired a very, very important part of our show, something we do daily. Actually, it's not very important. It is just an actual thing on our show. So we're going to welcome in now one of the great voices in our business for just literally about 2-3 minutes here. It is Kevin Harlan with us from Westwood One, CBS Sports. You know the voice, you know the face. Yeah, we are live on YouTube,
okay,
Kevin.
Good,
so we got TV, we got the radio, we got everything.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Craig Hoffman. We are the sister station of Grant and Danny and 106.7
really?
The Fan here in DC.
Yeah, I've been on with those guys a couple times over the years, and they're sure fun to be with.
They are great.
Same, right?
They are great. We try to have fun on our show, and which is actually why we have you. So we have not set you up here, but we have a bit on our show that was inspired by you, and so we have circled this week as a goal to be able to meet with you and tell you about this because I want to ask you about.
Does this have with a former tight end with your team? Does this have? Okay.
No.
Okay.
This is. So what this is, the end of our show every day, we do a segment we call Real Things Real People Said into Real Microphones.
Yeah.
And the segment was founded when I was doing nights and weekends before I had this show, basically as an excuse to play your call of the drunk streakers that would take the field during Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I am just curious because on television, when you're calling games for CBS, they have to cut away. You can't really talk about it. That is a part of the deal. So to me, it always felt like you were like, this is my chance when you did that on radio. When the person comes onto the field and you're like, this is happening, this is the delay in the game. What went through your mind when you just thought, I'm just going to call this as if it's game action?
Well, they were ready for the snap, right? It was the Rams and the Niners. They're ready for the snap, and the kid ran out of the stands and ran right through the slot receiver's position, literally seconds before the ball was going to be snapped in a shotgun. And he ran right through the defensive line and the linebackers of the Niners and through their secondary, and he ran with no one even blinking. Like they just looked at him. The players put their hands on their hips. He ran all the way to the one end. Then he came back the other, and there was no security. Like he just kept running. And then he kept doing things like taking off clothes and taking off his hat and waving his arms, and he had something written on his chest, and Kurt and I were kind of having fun with it. Now listen, when that bit was over and the game ended, I got to thinking about what I had done and thought, the NFL is going to hate this. I love my job, and did I just screw myself here with this call? Luckily, the league was fine with it. It's not something that I would want to repeat.
Well, the thing is, though, like it happened again, and you kind of had
this. It did in the Super Bowl, but this guy came out like in a costume, and that was a little. And again, the game was bad, and the Chiefs are getting crushed by Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl in Tampa, ironically enough, and then the same thing kind of happened. But I swore to my wife, as I got in bed that night, I will not do this again. No. I promise you, I will not do it again.
Well, that's a bummer for us.
Because I get in bed about 3 a.m. and because we were staying on the other side of Florida, so I literally, after the game in Tampa, drove to Fort Myers, up to north of Fort Myers.
Mm.
And I got in bed about 3 a.m. after the game had ended, and she said, "What did you do?" I said, "I know it, right? I'm like playing with fire. I got to stop. And so I've not done it since, and I doubt I will anymore.
That's okay. We also have used your very enthusiastic Burger King reads on TNT.
Oh, yeah,
There's been many.
Yeah.
Just now, somewhere in the back of your mind, you'll have a file when you do something that is funny, which you do because you all.
Well, there was one last night on my TNT broadcast.
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
Anthony,
yeah.
We have to get that ready for the end of the show. We must find this on Twitter. But now you know that those moments, on top of humoring your vast television audience, are being put to good use on a radio show in Washington, D.C.
Well, I can trust you to handle it with taste,
yes,
and decorum,
yes.
And I thank you for finding some humor in it. I hope my bosses feel the same way.
Well, with that, I do not want to upset your bosses. We are splitting our time with.
I don't know who
Great
this
Danny.
guy. He's been following me around all day long.
This guy, but we gotta.
He's muscle. All right, Andy. All right.
Andy's the muscle. He's also very responsible for any future interviews I may get, so I don't want to make him mad either.
Well, you call me again sometime. We'll talk longer, okay?
Absolutely, we'll do it. And we will hear your coverage on Sunday. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you so much, Greg. Nice to be on with you.
Absolutely. I'll take that from you. Take the handshake. Take the handset. There we go. All right. That is Kevin Harlan, everybody, who is going to be calling the Super Bowl this Sunday here on the Team 980 on Westwood One. That was, Anthony, quite frankly, everything I wanted it to be.
Nah, that was a dope, interview. Being able to just be graced with his presence, that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
I love how he just, you couldn't see it. And unfortunately, because like the shotgun nature of that, I don't know that the video is the best video we've ever had. So recreating that, I might have to do a little creative editing. But you could see the wheels start to turn. And in a way, it felt like he was getting away with it all over again because, as he said, now that we know, we're never going to get that again because while we want it, I think what his wife thinks is far more important, at least to Kevin. And so we now know that he's just not going to do that again, but that was his chance, right? Like his reliving of that moment was his chance to be in that moment again for himself because clearly he finds it funny. This is a wacky bit that he enjoys doing, and seeing the magic, the light in his eyes, seeing him turn on, go into broadcaster Kevin Harlan calling a game mode. What an experience, Anthony.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I'm jealous of you, Craig. I'm not gonna lie.
We tried to tell you to come out here.
the amount of people you've come across, you've met, it's truly spectacular. I'm looking at the background right now, and it looks crazy for one.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. Have you? I know you've been kind of watching the stream online. Has there been anything that has happened behind us here that you've been like, oh my god, like any person you've seen, any? There's been no one making like funny faces behind us, I don't think.
Nah, I don't think so. Everybody's been, TV, I guess. What is the saying?
Appropriate?
Yeah, TV appropriate.
Yeah.
They act accordingly. They know what time it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's streaming there. Nobody got time for that, Craig.
Yeah. We went to this event last night, and it was like, filming in progress. If you don't want to be on camera, avoid this area. And I'm like, that is my entire existence this week. It's just cameras. I will say, I was talking about this with Clinton earlier. By the way, Clinton Yates joining the show. But when we were talking earlier in the day to set everything up, I was telling him, like, Radio Row is kind of TV Row now. Like, obviously, look, we're a part of it. We stream live on YouTube every single day, and we have, like, cameras and all that kind of stuff. It happens to be that just the way the technology went this week, I'm actually doing this off of my laptop camera. Thank you to Apple for making very high-quality cameras that I didn't have to do anything crazy with to get really high quality. But, the thing is, like, you look around and, there's lights and cameras and yeah, like some of it's for like Sports Illustrated Digital, I see, and there are like NFL this, or there are TV stations with sets, but like it really is still Radio Row, and it is radio stations from around the country. Just all of them are doing what we're doing, which is they have a digital video component, and it's pretty wild. On top of like the massive sets that like SiriusXM and others have, and then I think the other big change for the week is, like, some of the bigger sets, like ESPN used to always have their set on Radio Row. They don't. They have their set somewhere else this year. But who does have sets is DraftKings and FanDuel and these other digital-only outlets that have become some of the biggest players in our industry that are here on Radio Row doing their thing.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to lie. I feel as though, and even when I first came into radio, I thought, everything was just, for just audio purposes. But my old program director, CJ, he was very like involved in trying to get it digitalized and, just having a digital aspect to everything that we were doing. And now to see like everybody's on it is just,
it's crazy.
That's just the trend, I guess. Like that's where everybody's moving towards.
Yeah.
And you do a fantastic job with all of the stuff you do for the show, for 980. Is just
Well, thank you. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but
Oh,
hey,
no.
looky what I caught.
Look, I'm just giving you
I
your
appreciate
respect.
I
because-
appreciate the love. And by the way, if you want to check out, Anthony also does great work on our digital side. The podcast is what he puts together every single day. The full show, hour by hour, some of the biggest interviews. It's all broken down in the Hoffman Show podcast feed. Subscribe wherever you get your pods. And yes, we do have a video component to the show, live on YouTube at the Team 980, and then on demand as well.
What's up, kiddos? It's your boy Clinton Yates from ESPN. It's the Hoffman Show on the Team 980. Tell your mama I said what's up.